Hello, welcome back. I'm Jaydeep Abhishek De Silva, an undergraduate of the JAM Institute for Advanced Technology. Welcome back with the question series of Database Management System 1, and today I'm here with the question set number 22. And in this question set 2, we're going to discuss the same question scenario that we had in question set number 16. And as the first question, we have to find the details of the students who participated in the single subject in the examination held on the data as given. And then as the second question, Sandun Vijayaratna find out the marks of the examinations in which the student appeared on the 15th of March, the date of the examination, the exam term, the number of admission, and then the name and the name of the subject. And then as the third question, find the name, subject, marks, term of the examination, date of the examination of the students who obtained between 40 and 70 marks in the subject of mathematics held on the relevant date is given. And as the last question, who is the highest scoring student in the first term out of all the subjects? So then let's move to SQL software. So in the first question, you have to find all the details of the student who participated in the single subject and the examination date is given. So then let's type a select query, select all from the student table, and then we can use an inner join here, and we can join the student exam mark record table here by using the on keyword, and then the student dot the text number equals to student exam mark record table dot the student index number. And then we can use an inner join here to join the exam term table. The exam term table, you can use the on keyword, and then the student exam mark record table dot the exam term id equals to exam term tables term id. And then we can again use inner join here to join the subject table, and we can use the on keyword, and then student exam mark record table dot the subject id equals to subject table dot the subject id. And then we can use the where clause here, and then inside the quotation mark we check the subject name is equal to, inside the quotation marks, Sinhala language and literature. And then we can use the and keyword, and then inside the quotation mark the exam date equals, inside the quotation mark, the date they have given 0350. And then at last we can use a semicolon, and then let's execute this query. So here we have obtained all the details of the students who have participated in the exam date that they have given, and for the subject called Sinhala language and literature. So then let's move to the next question. There we have to find out the marks of the examinations in which the student appeared on the data given, and then the term and the number of admissions, the name and the name of the subject of this student. So then let's again type a select query, and then we can use select. Here we can specify the relevant columns we need the mark, and then we need the term name, and then we need the student index number. We use the student index number column in the student exam mark record table, and then inside the revision mark again the subject name, and then we can use the from keyword, and then from the table the student exam mark record table, and then we use the inner join here, and then we can inner join our exam term table. We can use on keyword, and then student exam mark record table dot exam term id equals to exam table dot the term id. And then we can use and join again, and then we can join the subject table, and then the on keyword is student exam mark record table dot the subject id equals to the subject table dot subject id, and then we use an inner join again, and then we can join the student table as we have to find the student by his name. And then we can use the on keyword, and then the student exam mark record table dot student index number equals to student table dot the index number. And then at last we can use the where clause and specify the relevant student by his name. We can give the first name of the student equals to inside the quotation marks the Sandun, and then we can use the and keyword here, and then again inside the quotation mark the last name of the student equals to inside the quotation mark again the and keyword, and inside the quotation mark the exam date equals to inside the quotation mark the date they have given, and then at last the semicolon. So then let's execute this query. So we have obtained the results as the mark and the term column, and then student index number column, and also subject name column. So then let's move to the next question. The third question, you have to find the name, subject, marks, term of the examination, date of the examination of the students who obtained between 40 and 70 marks in the subject of mathematics held on then the date have given. And then let's type again a select query. So select, here we need to find the name, marks, term of the examination. As they have given the subject name, here we are not needed to find the subject name. So then let's specify the relevant columns. We need to find the first name and the last name of the student, and then the mark, and then inside the grammatical mark the term name. We need to find the first name, last name, mark of the student, and also the term name. And then we use the from keyword here, and then we gonna find this information from the student table, and we can use an inner join here as we need to obtain the mark of the student. So then let's inner join the student exam mark record table. We can use the on keyword, and then student table dot the index number equals to student exam mark record table dot student index number, and then we can use inner join again here, and then we can join the exam term table. We can use the on keyword here, and then the student in exam mark record table dot the exam term id equals to exam term table dot the term id, and then we can use the inner join again, and then we can join the subject table as we have to use the subject name in the where condition. So then we can use the on keyword here, and then we can give the student exam mark record table dot subject id equals to subject table dot the subject id, and then we can use the where clause, and inside the gradient mark we can give the subject name equals to inside the quotation marks mathematics, and then we can use the and keyword here, and then again inside the gradient mark we can give the exam date equals to inside the quotation marks, and then we can give the and again, and then inside the gradient mark the mark we check the mark. Here we have to check the mark where the students have obtained in between the 40 and 70. So then we can use here the between keyword, the mark between 40 and 70, and then at last we can give the semicolon, and then let's execute this query. Here we have obtained the name of the student and the mark, and also the term name which the students have obtained the mark between 40 and 70. So then let's move to the last question. There we have to find, they're asking who is the highest scoring student in the first term out of all the subjects. They're asking who is the highest scoring student in the first term out of all the subjects. So here we have to find two results. One is the highest score in the first term of all the subjects, and then the student name. So then let's again use a select query. Here we need to find the first name and the last name. We can use the from here, and we need to find this information from the student table, and then we use the inner join here as the mark is stored in the student exam mark record table. So then let's join the student exam mark record table, then the on keyword to specify the columns on student table dot the index number equals to the student exam mark record table dot student index number, and then we can use the where clause here, and then inside the gradient mark we specify the relevant column as mark, and then we use the in keyword here as we're going to use a subquery, and then inside the brackets we need to find the max mark. So then select the max mark in the brackets, and then inside the brackets the mark, as you need to find the highest mark here, and then we can use the from keyword. We need to find the highest mark from the student exam mark record table, and then we use an inner join here to join our exam term table. Exam term, we can use the on keyword here to specify the relevant columns on student exam mark record table dot exam term id equals to exam term table dot the term id, and then we can use the where clause here, and then we can specify the relevant column as term name equals to inside the quotation marks first term, and then at last the semicolon. So then let's execute this query. Here we have obtained the name of the student as Amanda Moses, who have obtained the highest mark in all the subjects in the first term. So then let's move to the next question set number 23, and bye for now.